Hello and welcome to NDTV Auto. Today I am riding something unique, first of its kind from the brand. In fact, its own siblings give it a step treatment. But does it really care? This is the Harley-Davidson Pan America 1250. Surprisingly enough, its new Rev Max engine makes more horsepower than the engine generates the torque. It's packed to the windscreen and it's comfortable enough to go cross-country touring. But does it really have what it takes to compete with the likes of GS, Multi, Tiger and the Super Adventure? Let's find out in this video. The 2025 Pan Am has broken covers globally, but it's still due in India. What you see on the screen is still the 2024 edition. Pan Am at one glance is big and boxy, slightly different design take compared to the ADVs you find in this segment. And the one you see here, this is the special edition, which means 20 lakh rupees ex-showroom is the asking price. And for that, you get lots of bells and whistles, and that's comparable to the rivals in the market. Up front, full LED setup, rear is also full LED, but these are adaptive lights. Now this windscreen up front obviously reduces the airflow into your face. However, this is slightly flimsy. I expect it to be of little better quality and certainly gives a rattling noise at triple-digit speeds. Now up front, it gets 19-inch wheels, rear are 17, and during my city commute, it does feel a little tedious, and also to add to the weight, it's roughly 258 kilos curb, so it takes a little bit getting used to. And also it's a pretty tall motorcycle. But the party trick lies whenever you come to a stall, probably at the next red light. This one lowers itself by almost 20 millimeters, helping you to tiptoe on both your feet. Also, these tires, these are from Michelin Scotchers. Front is 120 section, rear is 170 section, combination of 19 and 17, absolute peach on the highways. The grip is amazing. However, on a slight loose soil, ruts and slush, it does tend to wash out a little. But then there are lots of ride modes to play with, especially the Adventure Plus or the special mode out here, where you can actually play around, you can cut down the traction control, you can switch off the rear ABS, and then this bike allows you to play with the throttle map, the engine braking. So there is a whole lot of customization every time you hop onto this motorcycle. And on trails, this is best considered a soft roader. Go over the gravels, loose soil. This handles itself properly, but if you want to get into far more adventurous trail, I think the likes of GS makes more sense. But again, on the highways, I think this motorcycle holds its shape beautifully. You don't really feel the weight. It cruises at triple-digit speeds and it goes bonkers. Especially this new Revolution Max V-twin engine. This one is slightly different geometry than what we have seen before. It's a liquid-cooled engine, makes 150 horsepower and roughly 128 Newton meters of peak torque, and it redlines at around 8,500 RPM, and that's kind of unheard of in Harleys of the past. And there is strong amount of power in the mid-range. We do miss out on the torque, the old air-cooled engines from Milwaukee. However, this one is a new generation engine, fits in nicely with the Pan America. Now paired to the engine is a 6-speed gearbox, and it's quite precise to say the least. However, it misses out on quick shifters, and I think it's an upgrade I'm badly looking out for, especially with a motorcycle at this price point. However, it's less clunkier than Harleys I have driven in the past. So overall ride experience is quite soothing, especially if you are mile munching, it feels really at peace. However, in the cities, the heat exuded from this V-twin kind of roasts your leg, especially in Indian condition, bumper-to-bumper road traffic, and also this long wheelbase over 1500 millimeters. It's strenuous on your arms and limbs, but again, it's not a motorcycle that you would want to take out every day. It's more for cross-country touring once in a while. If you want to go off-roading or short journeys with your friends, motorcycle apt for that condition. Now it's a 2-in-1-in-1 exhaust that comes out cleanly. It's upswept, and I'm happy to report this is not obnoxiously loud as Harleys of the past. It has a good grumble, and you can quite unassumingly get through the crowd without really catching attention on the Harley badge here. I'll twist the throttle, listen to it, and tell me what are your thoughts. Ergonomically, I find this to be a very, very comfortable motorcycle. The seats especially put long hours in traffic on highways, no problem whatsoever. And also paired to this fuel tank, which is roughly 21 liters, you get a range of roughly 300 to 320 kilometers on the highway. That drops down to around 250 in the cities. It's an extremely clean looking cockpit thanks to the 8.5-inch colored TFT right in the middle. Gives out all the information that you need at the touch of a button, and you can access those information through these switches here. However, these miss out on backlit option. Now, if you pair with the Harley app, you can also access the navigation, music and some extra features out here. The auxiliary lights can be switched on and off through these extra pair of buttons given here. Now, talking about features, these also get heated grips. Now, not very sensible for Indian road conditions, but then it's a global model, hence the feature given out here. It also gets cruise control, but then it's not adaptive cruise control as we see in the top-end multis and super adventure. But roughly then, do you really require adaptive cruise control is the question. But then on the highways, put it on a cruise control and you would actually leisurely ride on without really breaking a sweat, and you will not even feel triple digits cruising on this motorcycle. Now, brakes are quite fantastic in this motorcycle. Front, you get double disc setup. These are from Brembo. These are 4-piston radially mounted. Rear is a single piston. It's a floating caliper, but the bite from these brakes are excellent. And with this, you get a lot of gimmickry from electronics that keep you helping on the move. For example, there's a feature called hill hold assist, which means if you are on a incline, you're on a slope, the motorcycle, the engine stops you from rolling back. At the same time, these suspensions are really sophisticated. These are electronically adjustable semi-dampers, making life easier when you stand. Now, on the road, on the highways and also on the trail, I had to manage very little. This sensor-based system is so sophisticated, so high-tech. It takes care of the needs of the rider and the bike all at once. Overall, it's a supple ride quality, but I think it's magic at work. These suspensions work really well. In fact, I don't consider myself to be an expert off-road rider, but then the suspension setup, comfortable ergonomics made me feel pro when I hit the dirt today. Now, this side stand is a little off-putting. Takes some time getting used to. It's placed slightly ahead of what we are usually seen in other motorcycles. Now, this engine, unlike other Harleys, has got variable valve actuation, which means you can bang open the throttle and it screams loud. Also, the compression ratio is quite high. It's 13:1. Again, we are seeing new tech coming into Harleys, and all those fine nuances, for example, the missing out on quick shifter, those things I think are in the pipeline, should be added to subsequent model years. I had a very limited time with this Pan America 1250. But I believe this will be really interesting to ride on the twisties as well. Whatever I threw it around the corners, it held its shape very nicely, and majorly the credit goes to this steel Trelli compound frame which holds this V-twin engine, and these tires also offer pretty good grip for this motorcycle. But on the contrary, if you are taking this motorcycle off-road, there are a few features that will give you some relaxation of mind. It has got a metallic thumb guard, and also the engine guard you get here in full metal cover. So in case there's a fall, I think it will not be heavy on your pocket. With all that power and weight, you do require good safety features, don't you? This motorcycle has got your back. Obviously, dual channel ABS comes as standard, but then there is lean sensitive traction control, cornering ABS, there is tire pressure monitoring system, there is hill hold assist, then there is anti-wheelie feature as well. So I think you would not be disappointed with the safety out here. Having ridden the GS, Multi and the Tiger, my viewpoint of the Pan Am is quite clear. If you want a motorcycle that's comfortable, powerful, largely refined, you want to go cross country, I think this is one of the most comfortable outfits. But then it does lack a few points when it comes to sheer off-roading. But largely, I think it's a brilliant attempt by Harley to actually induce its existing cruiser customers and offer something quite different in taste. What are your thoughts about the Pan Am 1250 Special? Do let us know in the comments box below.